So let's start with the today's presentation that is on early detection of factors, including pandemics and disasters, including to language endangerment, that is a thinking statistically. Uh, I took the motivation from by talking to account factors like epidemics, natural calamities, disasters, etc. And whenever these things were there, then how people will alive? If people will not alive, then how will the language will be alive? So this is the greatest factor and the significant reason to do some this research work. Statistically modeling for language endangerment is a process which tends to find the dialect to complete traceability and strength in the language endangerment problem. The research work presents a comprehensive view of modeling techniques based on computational intelligence and statistical test to find out language endangerment problem is presented in this research work. An endangered language is a dialect that is a danger of dropping out of utilization as its speakers vanish or move to talking another language. While we're talking about the longitude and latitude of the geographical regions and the GIS information systems that are far better than the previous old studies, and these facts about lines of longitude are known as the meridians, run in a north-south direction, horizontal vertical lines, measure distance east or west of the prime meridian, cross the equator at the right angles, and both are equal in length and half of the great circles. And similarly, when we talk about the latitudes geographically, they are the angular distance of a place from the equator. And the latitudes are concrete concentric circles and they are the parallel as well. So why we are doing this research work? The target of this research work is to perform statistical technique on different languages in order to identify significant factors of endangered language with characteristics to build a model for language endangerment. Or the statistical models, the artificial intelligence, the mathematical modeling, and further the combination of all these techniques will be used for this research work. And this is the scope of the research work. So let's see the proposed model of this. Well, we enter the inputs and considering these attributes as a validation check, then we have an input validation point. And these input validation points are to be checked with the help of KMO, and KMO is a statistical measure. While it will give some output like chi-square test, degrees of freedom, and the significance value. But if the input is totally invalid, that will be goes to the another input. So this is the cycle of this model. Whereas Kaiser-Meser-Olkin is a measure of sampling adequacy which have a different perspective of values, and further we can also say that the approximate value of the chi-square test, like 168.635 is the chi-square value in our research work, and the 0.484 is the value for the significance and to check the sample adequacy. And there are so many commonalities, variance applied, standard deviations, mean values, and there are lots of things were there in the model, and these mathematical models will be developed for the problem of language endangerment. And in the history, nobody has done this mathematically. So we are talking about the mathematical issues, or we are joining these issues with the help of the statistical models or artificial intelligence. Whereas rotated component matrix and component transformation matrix are different types of matrices with the help of principal component analysis, and these are also to be considered as unweighted least square values. So there is no difference between the PCA and the unweighted least square. There is a correlation value of different variables. In experiment number 1 and 2, so this is to firstly clarify that there are two types of experiment in our research work, and in both the experiments we got the result which are far better than from the previous studies. And after that, while we pursuing a KMO test in a mathematical model or joining some equations, the significant variables for language endangerment are predicted by the factors. And these factors are also, we can say that the predictive power to resume all the variables. And how they are different? They are different from the way to represent in a tool or in a new fashion to develop these models for statistically. We compare the total variance explained, which shows that the variance explained by each factor and rotated factor matrix indicates the group of variables. Finally, we summarize the main findings obtained from the results predicted in the tabular form. And the factor analysis has admissible prediction competence for judging language endangerment problem. So this is the cumulative percentage in total variance explained in experiment number 1, that is 75.221, and in experiment number 2 is 65.564, which are far better and which are very, very significant values of statistical model. And I congratulate to the entire team of the conference, the presenters, the participants, and Dr. Prashnanshu, obviously, and Dr. R.C. Sharma, who took me, I took this motivation from Dr. R.C. Sharma as well as Dr. Prashnanshu Jain from NLU Delhi. And in the previous studies, I took the motivation from Dr. Prashnanshu for this, that how mathematical model, how statistical models working for that particular problem of language endangerment. See, my background is from computer science and information technology, but still I am using these fields or these techniques of my field to the endangered languages. And that's it from my side. If you have any queries or questions, you can mail me. Thank you so much. Namaskar.